Grieving, baby.
But thank you for asking. And like, yeah, man, Andy's heartbroken, and Andy, she hasn't dealt with a lot of heartbreak. There's only like really one or two things I can think of in her life, and I don't say that condescendingly. I mean, I say it enviously. And look, I've only got 3 or 4, but she was commenting on like, I know he's just a dog, but I haven't lost, I lost my grandparents before I was old enough to know them. I just haven't lost much.
Well, this is what I'll say about that is there's already been like neuroscience done, because for the longest time people are like, my dogs are like my kids, and that whole argument of dogs versus children, and the same part of your brain is activated when a pet of a long time passes away as when a child dies. The same exact part of the brain. So it is like it's the same level of fucking heartbreak. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than a child, from like mother to son, father to son, obviously. But it's just the same source of grief. It's from the same part.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're recording. Do you want to start?
Okay,
or do
cool,
you want to?
Because I think we've already started. Hopefully Mark got enough of this where people know what we're talking about. We're talking about a dead dog.
Handsome boy Mick.
I think that's very interesting because now that I have a kid, there's a part of my brain that's like, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. But I also feel like, and this is sad, but it's true, Mick occupied a different place in my life after I had Rozzy. And I do think had Mick died before we had Rozzy, I would be, both in terms of, was it earlier? Like, was he 10 instead of 14? And also like, before I had a kid, to like come into that place in my heart, like, yeah, I think I would have been way worse off than I am right now. There's definitely like as long as the kid don't die, I think I can get through anything. Yeah,
The kid dying is a rough thing because, like, especially if
I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest. You can, but like, I'll just like ignore you for saying.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. We can move on.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that research paper found that, because I think that would have been true for me before Rozzy, and I think now if they studied me, it would not be the case.
I didn't get into like all of the parameters of the research that they did, but I'm certain they weren't. I don't know that they were like looking into people who had both. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But it's just like when you have if you have 2 dogs, like my cousin just lost her dog of 10 years, and she, she's like, well, at least I have my other dog, at least it's that. I think there's a difference when there's still something to fill that fucking hole in your heart, I think it's different than if you just have the one pupperone and that's who goes. I think it's the same. That kind of loss is super devastating. I mean, my mom, who's lost my sister, has also lost a dog, and she still talks about how much, she obviously she misses my sister, but she still talks about there's always a dog that matters a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I know Mick was that for you. He was your fucking friend, man. He was your friend. And
one of the things that I wanted to say, if we brought it up on here, is like, he made me a better person, and not just in like, and I know that's cheesy, but it's true, not just in like a my capacity to love or whatever. That's true. But specifically, I don't mean like generally I'm a bigger hearted. That stuff is true, but it almost goes without saying, I think. But like specifically, like he made me realize how deep my anger problems were when he was a puppy, and I'm like yelling at a 1-year-old dog over a shoe, and I'm like, oh, I don't think this is about the shoe. Like, this is definitely not about this fucking boot that I can replace. Like, what's happening here? He made me a better person in that regard. Like, he like literally, and then, responsibility and all that. And, you were saying, there's one dog. I had one when I was a boy, and it died. And I like consciously or subconsciously refused to love another dog the rest of my childhood and like teenage years. Like my parents would get dogs and I didn't give a fuck. You know, just as like I guess a trauma response as a little boy losing a dog until Mick. And it's so funny. My one rule when she was like, we're going to have a house dog. I never had dogs in the house. When I was little, I'd sneak that dog in the house and get in trouble and I didn't care. But I never had house dogs and I was against it. You know, it's like hairs everywhere. Like if you don't love a dog, then you've never loved a dog in your house. If you never experienced that, it is kind of a hard sell. If you're a person who's like never experienced that and your wife is like, yeah, we'll have a thing that might shit everywhere and eat all your favorite shoes and there's hair. And you're just like, yeah, no. 0 out of 10 times am I going to say yes to that, you know? Well, my one rule was then like, all right, well, he just can't be off the bed. And I'd come home and she'd have him in the bed and I'd be so annoyed. And what's funny is he died in my bed because that's where I wanted him. And that's where Andy and I don't sleep in the same bed because of Rozzy right now. It's just impossible. And I had that dog in my, like when he was born, I was like, that's my one rule. And then he died in my bed. And that's like a full circle thing.
And also, like, I think that is important because there is a difference. I mean, growing up, anybody that I knew that lived out in the country, it was always just dogs. There was just always dogs around. They were always outside. It was just like another form of like livestock, you know. It was just like, or having a barn cat. Oh, we have that cat just specifically to get rid of rats from the barn. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a big distinction.
Hey cat is what we call ours right now. And this is at least the 6th hey cat. And we don't get new ones. It's just when one goes away or dies, another one shows up. And then we just keep calling that cat hey cat.
Yeah, there's a passing of the hay torch or something, some sort of ritual that happens when you're not around.
And I don't even know if they die. I kind of feel like maybe they call their buddy. They're like, hey, man, I got to retire. We need a new hay cat this farm.
Could you come here?
But yeah, there's dogs all over this.
But I feel like there's a very big difference between having dogs in that context and having your friend. And I think a lot of that is house dog. I think it's house dog shit.
Yeah, and I think people who grew up with house dogs, they this is like odd to them, but it's also the reverse is true. It's like if you're just not used to, so I just grew up, we didn't have animals in the house. That's not what animals were for. That's not where they go.
Yeah.
And so it was an adjustment for me. But then, of course, I just 180'd like a motherfucker. The other thing I wanted to say, and I'm sure someone said a version of this, it's not like profound or anything, but I have been thinking about how like he was the best dog of all time. And I know that in my heart. And then I know that other people know that about their dog. And I think that's like, again, it's not like profound, but I do think there's something super cool about like Mick was the best dog in the world for me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like truly, no dog could or would ever be better. And then I know that other people have their dogs. It's the same way. Just, and a lot of people reached out, like some friends of ours sent us flowers. And in a vacuum, I would think that's almost silly. Like, especially me a decade or 2 decades ago, I'd be like, you sent somebody flowers because a dog died? It's friends who've lost a dog.
Yeah.
You know?
They know. And I guess that's what I mean. Like my mom has a dog now and she's had dogs before. There's just one dog. If there is an animal that you fucking, your puzzle pieces just match, it's just like having a partner, man, where it's just like me and this quadruped are just fucking aligned in a way that, you know what I'm saying? An accomplice in every way, a friend, you know, they just get you and your personalities match. There's just something so beautiful about that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But you wanted to talk about
well, I wanted to say I realized and we were like, I think this might be a little funny, so I thought I'd do it on the podcast. We were doing our memories of him and just talking about him like you do, and I was talking about how funny it is that, I mean, whatever, statute of limitations. Andy totally like faked his service dog paperwork.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think like there's like a rule that you can train your own dog. You just have to like, I guess, claim you did, you know? So he would fly with us as a service animal because she refused to put him under the plane.
Right.
And I feel a little strange about that because I know some people use service animals, and the more people abuse something like that. So I was really nervous because of that. I was like, look, it's not just like if he screws this up, we might get kicked off the plane. I'm like morally against breaking some rules because the rules are there to protect
people who really need it. Yeah.
Right. He was so good at it. And we were talking to that. I was like, of course he was, because it was crime. And he was our fucking dog. Nick was so good at breaking the law. We went to the airport and people would be like, he's so cute and I want to pet him, but he's such a good service dog. He won't even look at me. And I'm like, bitch, he's terrified of you. Yeah. But I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to be like, you're right. This dog right here,
sorry,
service
he's working.
animaled up. Dedicated. Worker of the month, 12 months in a row, this guy. He got his own parking spot. And he would just get down on the plane and not move.
Mm-hmm.
Not even look. People would get up if we beat him to the aisle, and they'd be like, I didn't even know there was a service animal here the whole time. And I'd be like, that's what the training's for, brother. And Andy would crack up. He was a good criminal.
The camera pans down to Mick and he just winks at the camera. Wink.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of, he knew when you were trying to take his picture. All of our best pictures of Mick are candids because if we try to take his picture, he looks away.
Yeah.
Because he's union. He's a union man and he's a criminal.
Like the best Americans.
Well, and right. And DJ was talking about the blood thing and people thinking he was crazy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I made a monument where we buried him. I think my in-laws think I'm crazy. I think that to them is almost the level of blood to like, they're like,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you bury the dog in a cool spot, but like what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, they're outdoor dog people. That's all.
They're not.
Oh, they're not?
No, they're not.
Oh, they changed? Or you're talking about your family?
My family
okay.
are outdoor dog people.
Mm-hmm.
They've had dogs and they cried when they died and they buried them. They get all that. They've been hugging on us. I just think they're like, oh, you're going to mark the grave. I feel like it was almost like, Rozzy don't know it. It's like, are you doing this for Rozzy? Because he doesn't realize it yet. It's like, no, it's for us.
It's for me. I want to know exactly where his bones are. God damn it. I want to see him. Go visit him. Well, I'm sorry that happened.
I think it was for Andy. I think I did it for Andy.
Mm-hmm. Little shrine.
Yeah. Shrine time.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna just call her out later when it's finished. It's been raining. I haven't been able to finish it. I had to help my father-in-law with work. Well, anyway, what's gravy for me this week is not my dog dying, but thinking about all the good memories.
That is, it's nice. I always think it's bittersweet whenever, whenever death comes around, that it's almost like your brain forces you to think about all of those things too, to kind of combat the despair, to kind of combat the sadness. But I always think it's the coolest montage that happens, because then you're all of these, like for me, because I don't have a great memory. My memories have to be activated, and it sucks when it's something like this. But then all of these memories come where I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's so great. I remember that. I remember this.
Yeah, it's also good because me and Annie have different ones. So she's like, you remember? And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, we were. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so then you get to kind of like relive these pieces of your memory in your past that maybe you wouldn't have remembered that someone else does. And that's super cute. When you guys went up to the lake, that was like another one too. Did he like the water? Was he a water boy?
No, he had ear problems. He would get in up to like his ankles, and he liked to get by the water and drink it, but he hated getting in the water.
Gotcha. Just like my grandmother.
Hated it more than
Stay at
anything.
the shallow end. Don't get my hair wet.
Yeah, he liked the snow and the cold. I was bummed he didn't make it to one more winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, the only other thing I was bummed about is just, I guess I had it in my head. I mean, it's silly, but I had it in my head. I mean, well, DJ genuinely inspired me when Duke passed, and you let him murder a chicken and you fed him burgers and you was doing pills with him. I was like, yeah, something like that. My dog has different interests, but we're going to go with something like that.
Yeah, where you just kind of like give them all of their favorite things. And
Yeah,
Mhm.
but he didn't want to eat or nothing.
Mhm.
And we got him like a steroid and a vitamin B shot, thinking it would turn him around for a few days so we
Mhm.
could do those things.
Mhm.
And yeah, we got home and he was gone.
That sucks, my friend. I'm so sorry.
I mean, like I said, that's my only complaint after 14 years,
Yeah.
you know? Well, anyway, kind of a bummer.
DJ, you okay?
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
for
sorry,
him.
buddy.
Oh, I wish I could hug you guys.
You just got me. I think it's really wonderful. You know, we've had animals come and go, and it's just it's really nice hearing you talk about it in a really healthy way, and just it's just one of these really special things, man. And people who don't, no, I don't know what to say, but it's really special. And thanks for sharing all that, man.
Wow. Thank you for saying that, because to be honest, I was feeling, I guess, a little insecure. I don't know what the right word is. It's sort of like,
Of course, yes, yeah.
does anyone give us, like, I don't expect anyone to care my dog. Like, I don't. But I was thinking, like, but people have lost pets, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I was just sitting there like, no one gives a shit that your dog died, nor should they. You know what I mean? Except for you and Andy.
I
thank you.
disagree.
Thank you
I
for
think
saying
that's like I think that is the thing. And I would never want you to feel self-conscious about a genuine feeling that you're having. One,
I don't feel
No, I think
self-conscious
you
about the
should have
feelings.
that.
I guess
I
it's
would
just
like
more
to
like, is this what we're gonna do? But then, as always, DJ was he just corrected me without meaning to.
would
And I said, as always, DJ corrected me without even meaning to.
Mhm. I also think there's something to be said. I think it's helpful for other people to
Sure.
to know the same. It's like it's
Yeah.
just like getting flowers from somebody that's lost. I know how you feel. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's whenever you have a similar tragic experience with somebody, there's a moment there, not necessarily to trauma bond, but it's a familiarity. And I don't think
Yeah.
enough people talk about how sad it is because people will gloss over it because it's not their pet. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult unless it's happened to you to know how severe it genuinely can affect you, you know? So I think
Yeah.
I think it's helpful that we talk about it openly and in a way like you were saying, DJ, in a healthy way where it's like it's super sad. There is no, and that maybe that's why people avoid it. I don't want to bum anybody else out with my sad, any of those things. I think it's.
I wouldn't even be on here if I was you. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be on here today. I would be absolutely inconsolable. But that's how I handle my feelings. It's
Mhm.
like, dude,
Yeah.
fucking completely fucking. That's how I do it, and that's how I want to do it. But anyways, I would disagree. I don't think. I think for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but like, I care about you, and like I care about what and it's a personal thing with me, but like, dude, I know people don't give a fuck. Like, don't they? That people care or what? That shit, 'cause they fucking don't, buddy. I know. I tell you right now, I don't want to hear that shit. Some people do, and of course, it's like it's more personal for us than it is. It's not like just having. It's. And of course, I don't understand the situation with the whole podcasting thing, anyways, but I will say from experience that people don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And I'll say too, there's a lot of things that people don't give a fuck about that it really makes me mad, and they should.
Sure.
Yeah.
Genocide, top of the list at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
People should, like, it's fine if people, I'm not gonna say they should not. I don't care if they do or they do not. It's been really nice to hear from friends who are also dog people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize I need to be kinder to my, to other dog people when they lose a dog. But other than that, the only thing that I really think is worth talking about is just like, I guess, the grief process. And that's an interesting thing too. Like,
But that's what I'm saying. People are way more understanding when it's a human, and that's why I think this is valuable. Because to your point, DJ, sure, people don't care, but that's the other thing too. Is then in that, I think a lot of times people lose a little bit of humanity because somebody is genuinely going through the 7 stages, as just the same, you know. So that's like, I get it, but I do think people should give a fuck if you care about the person, you know. Like a mutual friend of ours had a cat. He had a cat that he had for like it was almost 20 years. You know, I invited him over. We had a hang out. He hung out with my cat for a bit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it's just acknowledging someone else's pain, man. It's all it is just basic human empathy. So I think sometimes people forget about that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with reminding people that.
Of course not. I think one of the issues, though. Well, let me not project. Let me just say for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, DJ.
No, I was waving at.
Oh, but empathy, I think, means putting yourself in the other person's shoes, right?
No, empathy means that you felt what they felt. Like you've lost something. Sympathy that's where you offer people sympathy when it's not something that's when you're imagining what it would be like, but you don't know. Empathy is when it's happened to you and you're expressing the same kind of.
You don't have to have experienced what they experienced to have empathy, though.
Do you? I mean, I don't know.
Like, so my point is like the idea is to empathize with their situation, but you don't have to have experienced it before, right?
I thought that was sympathy. I thought that was the difference between sympathy and empathy.
Sympathy is like, I feel sad for you without thinking about or engaging with what you might feel like necessarily right now. The only reason I brought it up, I mean, we don't have to get lost in the sauce on the definitions.
Yeah, sorry about that. Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. I mean, that it gets right to the heart of what I was going to try to say, which is like, sometimes I think part of the problem is if people just don't love pets the way you do,
right?
It's like they'd have to really. I mean, by the way, the reason I thought of this is you said a mutual friend lost a cat, and without meaning to, I thought, well, fuck a cat, like, which is just so like the comic brain in me thought that. I didn't actually think fuck that guy.
Because hey,
but
cats.
I'm like, oh, like that's part of it. People don't care because they've lost pets and they were fine or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's harder. Like I can empathize with someone, I think, who lost a kid because it's a nightmare that I've lived in my head. Now, that doesn't mean I will know what they feel like. I can't.
Yeah, it's
but
unimaginable. You can't. There is physically no way for you to know. Yeah.
Right. I think people often don't make themselves empathize, and I just realized when I hear someone lost a cat, I think I probably don't. I will going forward. If it's a good friend of mine, I should. But I think without actually thinking about what it's like to lose Mick or a dog, I was just like, oh, that sucks, and then I move on.
Yeah. That's
Big animal guy here, right? Long time animal, all the animals, sleep with a goat. Motherfuckers don't get it. They don't understand. And I feel like that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. It's okay for you not. You don't got to get it. It ain't for you to get. This is for me to be loving on these animals, motherfucker. Not you. I shove all that shit up your ass, motherfucker. I'm sprung. Give me a goat. A cat and a dog and fucking chicken and fucking goddamn mules and a goddamn. But I don't expect anybody to understand. Of course, I don't expect anybody to understand. You ain't got to. It's not on you.
Right. As long as you don't,
be a dick. Don't be a fucking dick. Right?
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. But that's all I'm saying. I feel like having a conversation like this, which is super vulnerable and can make you feel self-conscious because why would people care? I'm just saying it's a light on acknowledging that someone is in genuine pain, which might not be a big deal to you because either you haven't experienced or you don't give a shit about cats or whatever the case is. But the pain itself is still fucking real. That's all.
Yeah.
So don't be a dick in the same way with context. That's all.
Yeah, I have if people are like don't engage with this or don't get it, like I get that, you know what I mean? And we can move on and talk about other stuff. I will say if you are listening and you're not watching, I haven't eaten much. I look great. Like, I'll say that if you're not watching, you're missing out at least on my grief.
You look great.
Yeah, man, my hair's looking good. I think this is the first time I've seen myself in a few days, and like, it's looking
Grief
good,
looks
dude.
good on you, dog. Grief looks good on you.
My eyes are bluer. People don't know I have blue eyes. I've had people draw me with brown eyes, and I've been like, "Oh, that's sick. Can you just make the eyes blue?" And they're like, "What? That's weird, dude." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm not gonna change your eyes. I'm like, "Well, that's what color they are." This is my mom, and she has my son, so I'm gonna answer it. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I mute myself.
Since we were talking about genocide, one thing that hit for me this week was all the Italian dock workers threatening not to let anything go to Israel if they can't get their supplies in. I thought that was fucking sick, because it was like, I think 30 or 40,000 shipping containers that they come in and out of that dock. That shit hit for me. Did you see that, DJ?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that shit was rad. I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, it's the only way. It seems like those are the kind of terms that it's the only thing these people fucking understand is, what if we just do this back to you? Then will you fucking listen? Then is it a big enough deal?
Yep.
But yeah, I just thought that was rad. I don't know. I thought you were gonna have more on how maybe it was fake or something, or some sort of conspiracy angle.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought Stanley Kubrick directed it. I don't know. I thought maybe you had more information on it. I don't know if you heard, Drew. Did you?
Trade unions fucking rock. I wish we had some with any type of fucking backbone around this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Preach.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have to leave.
Okay.
I don't know yet. I'm supposed to. Anyway, family. Got to be grateful for them. Yeah. and I am.
I know.
Sure.
You talking about the Italian dock workers and their threats?
Mm-hmm.
I hope they follow through with it. I do think the world is, like, people who were for whatever reason afraid to say or do. I do think that's starting to change.
Especially in Europe. I mean, with it happening everywhere. I mean, with all the protests happening everywhere, artists coming out of the woodwork to perform for this, like, it's just the voice is getting louder.
In charge are idiots. They keep arresting mammals in the UK for wearing T-shirts, and I'm like, dog, do y'all not know how to genocide? Most of Britain doesn't give a fuck about a Palestinian baby, but when you put Mama Birdie in the fucking slammer for wearing a T-shirt, now these people are gonna be like, you know what? I think I know who the bad guys are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost the Westboro Baptist Church versus Ellen before we knew she was evil situation, where you got all these Midwestern moms, we've talked about it before, who were like, all right, so this guy's screaming about everyone going to hell, and this lesbian's a good dancer. I think I chose the wrong team. Like, I don't understand how, like, they're so dumb that we got to arrest Bob Dylan. I'm like, what is that? The rad black guy with a cool name? His name is a pun on Bob Dylan. You guys are morons.
Yeah.
If you just let Hosier on the BBC put his little sign up, I mean, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
They fucking, Hosier could not be more elevator music, milk toast. I mean, I love him. He has a great voice. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm saying you couldn't be more. He's Taylor Swift for dudes who claim they hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, fucking Portishead came out of the woodwork to perform, to try to raise it's just like, it's just becoming so big now. It's becoming undeniable, and that's what I'm saying is
Henry Job. The Henry Job.
Yes.
At the festival got a 23-minute standing ovation. Gal Gadot wouldn't even show up to the Venice Film Festival or whatever film festival.
She wasn't. She wasn't allowed. She got kicked out.
No, she said she didn't want to go. She said she didn't want to go.
I bet she did.
I'm sure she didn't go see that movie, but she could have went to the festival.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go because she didn't want to get her feelings hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they didn't. She was uninvited, and then.
But it's wild. Can I be cynical for a second?
Sure, of course.
I'm so glad about everything we're talking about, but it's wild that, like, that movie had to go to the film. Like, that there's like we're still in such a culture of like everyone needs to see this movie. First, we're gonna keep it a secret for a month. Then we're gonna release it in front of all these. It's like we still have to go that route. And again, I'm so grateful that Hollywood machine is taking up the cause, not because I think they matter, but because that's a reflection of good things. But it's just so funny that it's like the most important film of the year, and as soon as we get distribution and find out how it markets.
And that's what happened
and abroad. Then we will put it in some theaters, and then it might come to streaming. It's like,
that's what happened to the one that won the Oscars, where the dude just got killed. He just got murdered live. You could watch the video of the settler killing the guy that was involved. What was the name of the movie? Land, No More Land.
I don't remember. I know that I follow on those people.
They've been beat up. They've been fucking goddamn locked up, fucking won an Oscar, like it nut. That's
You heard it here first, folks.
I had a dream. So me and Dre have been doing this thing where, like, we're really into watching, like, dude, they're so great, and revisiting them, like the '90s summer blockbusters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm talking about fucking The Rock, Executive Decision, Air Force One, fucking, you know what I'm talking about? The fucking hits, dog. Back when they made movies.
Volcano, Volcano for some
now.
reason.
Yeah, fucking, the Volcano. Dude, every movie has a movie equivalent. Like Air Force One is Executive Decision. You had Stigmata. You have End of Days with Schwarzenegger. There's like
Stigmata was great.
Stigmata was fine. It was very Catholic, pro.
It was so corny, dude. I thought it was great.
Abortion. Huh?
I thought it was great because it was so on the nose.
Yeah, it was very, very literal. There was no nuance at all in Stigmata. I remember because I wrote a paper on it in school. I remember having to watch it more than once, and I was like, after I watched it, I was like, I don't think I need to watch it again. I think I get it. You hammered it pretty hard. I mean, it was the same that like Natural Born Killers. It was very obvious what the conversation was there.
7
was great. But that's not necessarily what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm talking about, the hits.
Con Air.
Backdraft.
Con Air is so good. I rewatched it like last year. It still hits so hard for me. Fuck. It's so badass.
So over the top with propaganda too.
It is.
They all are. They all are. Oh, they've all got. Dude, you watch it now. They've all at some point in time. Hunt for Red October. All these things. They are at some point in time have to get secret information from the Israeli government to fucking find out who these fucking terrorists are, so they can cut down the fucking. And it's always like this Middle Eastern guy. Anyway,
dude, so even fucking Back to the Future was the Syrians, and it was always that was the whole thing. And then in the '80s, it was always the Russian bad guys. In the '80s, it was always Russian bad guys, and then in the '90s, it was always a vague brown Middle Eastern man. Yeah. It was always the bad guys. Yeah.
Had to have it. It was crazy that the remake of the Red Dawn was North Korea. Hilarious. But fucking what the thing is like this shit is like getting into my head, and for the second consecutive night, right, I have had dreams where everybody in my dream, and listen to this. So everybody in my dream is like from the 90s. Like I don't like in that very specific, there's a very specific way that it looks, a very specific way that they're dressed. Like it's we're in the 90s. Yeah. I had a dream that fucking I was with these guys, these 90s guys, and we were gonna open up a store, right? And by the way, I'm from the future.
You're from now?
Yeah,
I'm from now. Okay. Having a conversation with these guys. They're opening up this clothing store, right? It's a men's clothing store, and the men's clothing store is BUY by guys, Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Or bye, guys. Like it's like they're bi-curious guys. It's like
I got it immediately. It was the
Like-
90s. I got it immediately. It was the 90s.
Yeah.
By curious, earring on this side.
Mm-hmm.
dude. I was like in there trying to tell him, like, all right, I was like, guys, everybody's gonna say this is a gay clothing store. So it's like, no, we're like, buy guys clothing. Just like in my shirt.
No, because it's like buy. Like we want him to buy it, and you're like, yeah, no.
Like we want to buy guys.
It's
stuff.
spelled
Like,
different. What are you talking about? You're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. If you're like, I'm going to buy guys, you're like, I bet you are, buddy. It's every time.
Yeah. So that was my dream last night. I was like, it's fine if that's what you're gonna do. I'm just gonna tell you as a marketing from 2025. This is kind of a totally different meaning than what you guys. And that was my dream that I had. Anyway, two totally different. Totally. As soon as I don't dream a lot. So these dreams have been pretty crazy.
Did you cut back on smoking weed recently?
Did I? I haven't really. Did I tell you about my weed buying experience?
I want you to.
Last
The only
week?
reason I asked is when Andy stopped smoking, her dreams came back. But please go ahead and tell me about this
That's why I
experience.
barely ever dream anymore, is because of the weed.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, man, I've pretty much been fucking not completely sober. I had one going to buy weed situation up here, and the guy had like a thin blue line flag, and he on decal on his car.
So he don't get pulled over.
Dude, nah, it wasn't like that. No, he told me it was like his cousin's brother, some he's dad, it's his dad. I was just like, I'm way too anointed for all this.
So the drug dealer had an unironic and not for protection back the blue sticker on his car.
Yeah. Thin blue line flag.
Wow.
Dude, nobody, this is what I was trying to express a few weeks ago. Nobody is anything anymore. There's no, like, you can try anything on. We can switch our identities so easily now.
Yeah.
And I can't decide if that guy's really a drug dealer who thinks he wants to back the blue, or if he's really backing the blue and he just thinks he's a criminal. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. But his excuse, just for clarification, his excuse was that he has like a cousin that's a cop?
No, it was just because that it wasn't his car. It was like his girlfriend's brother's car or some shit. I forget exactly
That happens, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm borrowing a car to sell drugs,
no,
it is helpful.
This is weird. This is weird to me. I don't do this.
This is a business.
I don't know who you think I am. I don't do that.
Yeah. This is a
Yeah, but,
business.
I
We're
mean,
here to
it's-
do business, sir.
It's the same
It's
thing.
not
Like
professional to have that sticker in my face.
Exactly. This is weird. This is weird, son.
this is not a good vibe for this type of transaction.
It is not good.
All the weed stuff is weird. Well Read podcast is now sponsored, or not for a long time. They're feeling us out by this, like, what is it called? TCAB or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking? THCA.
Yeah, THCA. Yeah, it's the closest thing in the loophole that we have now. It's like Delta.
But then, so when you set it on fire, it becomes regular TH. I don't know how. Look, and by the way, you guys know that you guys get all the secrets here. Listen to this podcast. Usually, I'm like, don't fucking buy this product. I smoked it. I got high as shit. So, like, as far as I know, it's good for whatever they're advertising it. But it's so strange, and I know we've talked about this before. I'm not the person to point it out, but like, I'm in a state they mailed it to.
Yeah.
Their spot, like, it couldn't be more by the book.
Yeah.
This dude's been all over us trying to, like, get us to send in our W-9s because they're going to write it off. And I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't no law no more. Where's law? Where's the? I mean, they tell you that the law, they'll lock you up, they'll fuck you up, but the law in itself doesn't exist. It's so transitory. It's just so malleable. It doesn't
So why not back the blue and also be a weed dealer? I mean, I would never do it. I know the answer because you suck, but like I can wrap my head around that guy because he's like, I don't know, they don't bother me.
Dude, here's the thing. You get into a situation like that, and then listen, I've partied with cops before. I've done it. Okay, I'm not proud of it. Not actually, it was a pretty good time. But what I'm telling you is, you get into a situation where you will you're doing something wrong, and it's all cool at first until it ain't, and then it really ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
the
also seems like I knew a lot of like drug dealers that had the police badge sticker on their car, and they fucking hated cops. But it was just like they don't pull me over this way. So I think maybe a back the blue is the new badge sticker.
My niece Jessie.
Well, that's not what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that again, and another reason why people can just go through fucking different. I am this thing. Well, I'm back to blue, and now I'm a weed dealer. I'm illegal. This is because everything's performative. Because we're there's no truth. There's no truth. There's no law. You can be whoever you want. You're performing everything. Everything is performative. You are engaging in the spectacle at all moments of your life. You like it's crazy. It's crazy,
dude. So you're so right. You know what I was thinking about the other day is you used to say document your experience, and I agree with that, and I think that's rad. But everyone's projecting it instead.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly
which is
right.
Different. Yeah,
they're curating it instead of documenting it.
Well, yeah, that's, and I think actually this goes full circle to what you were talking about in the beginning, which is I think people think that nobody cares about any of the bad stuff. So no one's willing to be vulnerable while they're also showcasing a spit shined version of what they think their life should look like. And then it makes a disingenuous version of it, which just bums people out. That's why a lot of people get sad, like looking through social media, because people are they're only showing the good parts. They're only showing, they're lying about a part that's mid. They're saying something is better than it wasn't. It's nothing but being disingenuous to be like, look how great it is. Everything's great. I'm doing great. And then the second the camera cuts, they look miserable. It's that.
I think that you were completely on point a few years ago. And now there's like, I mean, dude, just get on like mental health TikTok or whatever. Now they're like also mining vulnerability for clout and clicks, which is a level of hell. And I'm not wishing those people to hell. It's fucked up, but like it's all projection,
right?
But like experiencing that is a level of hell that is
well, I think what happened there is it's the same kind of people, but now it's you're baiting for the same kind of attention, but for like it's the people who film themselves crying. Like I did a show with a woman who admitted that she did a get ready with me while I get ready for my boyfriend's funeral, right? And then she got ready, there was no funeral. You see what I'm saying? Like it's your guard. It's all still a lie.
I'm glad there was no funeral. It makes me feel better to find out that she is a Hollywood clown chaser. For sure. Who would stage that more than someone who had that happen to them and was like...
No, she did have a boyfriend that did die. Then, like a week later, she did this video and made it all about her. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. You're taking an actual experience where you could have connected. You had the opportunity to genuinely connect with people. Again, like we were talking about earlier, but instead you made it all about you and how it's weird because we were like in a weird place when it happened and all this other stuff and made someone's death about you. That's what I'm saying. It's everybody thinks that they're an influencer.
That's the whole thing, though. It's like it's always been like that, and I mean, well, not always been like that, but like it's definitely been like that in certain. Like I remember being in LA, and we go to comedy at some like weird spot. Like you'd go into like some barber shop, and you go in the back door, and then it opens up, and then there's like whatever, or there's some secret show that somebody was having.
I love the Blind Barber. That show was sick.
Yeah, wasn't Dave Way running that back then? Hell yeah, dude.
It's not there anymore, unfortunately.
And then, but you would go in there. And there were some people in there who like, especially the comics and people who were comic adjacent. But for the most part, it felt to me very much like nobody was in there to see comedy. Everybody was in there to be seen seeing comedy. And at this weird place. That's what it felt like every time I was in there. And it felt weird. And it was just a weird feeling that I did not like.
Dude, there's a show that I met the guy because we have mutual friends. Like this gal I knew was like, yo, I know this guy and I know you've been doing comedy. He just started it, but he has this show that he started in the pandemic and it's gotten very successful. That's all I'll say about that because I don't want, I'm not trying to like shit talk necessarily. But he talks to me about what he's doing and then, he's like, I want you to do the show sometime, but I've also wanted to ask you, I've only been doing comedy 2 years. I've only been producing for a year and a half, but the show got very popular because we were outdoors, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he was having like TikTok C-level celebrities sitting in the front so it was a more transactional kind of honest version of what you just said, DJ, of like, they would come there to be seen in his clips and he would have them come there so they would be in his clips.
Right.
And
they would make sure to have a camera cut to the audience to see them laughing, to be like, oh, look who likes this guy. Look who
right, because they're hot, but also because they're like in this kind of successful web series or whatever, right? But I said to him, I go, how many rows do you have? And he was, I don't know, 10, whatever. It's not a huge. And I was like, so the first 2 rows out of 10 are with people who don't really want to be there for comedy?
Yeah.
I was like, does that go okay? And he's like, oh, sometimes it doesn't or whatever, but I feel like I gotta. And, he had his thing and he felt like he had to do it. He was trying to like make the show, whatever. I'm not. But it's so, to your point, DJ, of like, we're just projecting, it's just like an illusion.
We're performing. We're constantly performing and we're constantly in the state of like being seen perform. Even if you have a job, when you go to work, you're a totally different person than you are at home.
That's true.
You go there and you perform this job, you perform it with your customers. You are of course, the environment's different. The objective is different.
I feel like you have to do that at work, though. That's different. You're in a corporate setting. You're in an unsafe environment. Why would you have your guard down and act like your regular-ass, normal-ass self
I want to be honest.
We're going to be hyper-scrutinized.
I was super just realizing how much I don't do that. But I would say that I would say,
but whether it's justified or not, I think you're correct, Carmen. It's still like exhausting.
It is exhausting. Right. I think that's the thing people are realizing. I think that's part of like with this de-influencing wave that's happening where people are now making fun of all of that and talking about how disingenuous it is and talking about how miserable these people are and talking about people, crying on camera. Like you had to set up the ring light. You had to set all this stuff up and then start crying to perform for these people. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff. I think that's different than having to code switch to go to work or having to.
Was this not the inevitable end of the internet? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like the internet's dead. I feel like social media is dead. I feel like it's reached it's not going to get, there's nothing new going to happen. It is what it is now. Everything that we were, just like every other technology that we've ever been sold in our life.
Oh yeah, we've peaked, dog. There's nothing.
Make your whole life better. This is the internet, you're going to have the information highway and you're going to fucking travel down this and it's going to stay in it. And instead it's just become whatever this is, which is really weird because we haven't even began to see the effect that it has done to our brains, and we're already cooking ourselves on AI. So, dude, it's fucking crazy.
It fried me. I've been really, really trying to be off my phone, and it's hard. And like, you want to talk about being vulnerable? Like, I don't want to talk about it the way people talk about drug and alcohol addiction, and I don't think it's the same. But I am. It's right beside me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't checked it other than when my mom texted me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's not true. We were talking about Con Air, and I went and tried to find the thing I saw. And you know what? It is a great video. Crack.com put it out. It's about 10 ways Con Air was secretly super conservative. And by the way, it's a wild list. It doesn't just do like normal stuff, just so you guys know. Like the last point is how Steve Buscemi is sort of a child molester who has like a redemption arc.
Yeah.
Think about the times we're living in and how wild it is.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Anyway, it's fried us. It's completely fried me. I've been coming to terms with it over the last year or so and trying to like do better. And I have done better. I got on social media because of comedy exclusively.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I made fun of people who got Facebooks. My Facebook was the dumbest, most boring thing. And then comedy was like a way to promote. And then it was the way you had to do it.
Yeah.
And then I started trying to figure out how to do it and stay true to myself and blah, blah, blah. And then the pandemic happened. So it was already kind of fucking with my head because I was trying to project a certain thing while be authentic, which is stupid. Like in retrospect, I should have just chose one or the other. And then the pandemic happened. And then Black Lives Matter, the marches, all that stuff. And we're showing ourselves, and I don't regret it. We should have showed ourselves out there, but it was like, it didn't work. It just all that. And I'm unable to come to like a point here where I dismount and land. That's kind of the point that I think you're making too, DJ, of like, we're a decade away from psychologists, social scientists, and then people like us, shit talking heads, to wrap our heads around it. And it's not just like it happened to them. This has happened to me. I am a different person because of how addicted to my phone I got during the pandemic.
And AI's coming. And AI's coming and is going to totally fucking cook the fuck. Who knows?
I think it's going to break most people off of it. I do think it's going to cook some people. We're already seeing that. Like, obviously, we're seeing people kill themselves because the AI told them to. I think what it's actually going to do, I hope, though, for most people when it comes to social media, is they'll get off. They'll be like, yeah, dude, I try to fucking get on there and find something fun, and all it is robots.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We killed it. We killed it. The internet's dead. Social media is dead. It's dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think with that, with them trying to, because it's a lack of innovation. That's all it is the money isn't going into anything really cool. Now the only thing money's going into is AI and like making Putin and fucking the dude from China live forever. So now there's talking about like how to make longevity.
Hold on. There's never been a time when boys ain't been hanging out and been talking about getting new organs and living forever. I say this is propaganda. Okay.
This is an old joke, but propaganda. Let me take a propaganda at them titties is one of my favorite memes in the last 5 years. Let me take a propaganda at them titties.
Kudos to the British comedian who is memified to come up with that. That's great.
Well, we did it.
So random though. Let's be honest here. The SEO is rad. The goddamn parade, outstanding. All of that shit was rad. We got to see RFK completely fucking lose his mind today. We got to watch Alex Jones completely melt down. So, dude, it's been an incredible time.
Cat Williams, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, what a prophet.
He threw the fucking gauntlet down. The age of the truth.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Ever since Cat Williams told Shay that the age of the truth is upon us and all these liars are going to be put to the test, we've seen it. Not completely. It hasn't been as satisfying as I want it to be. But
all the Epstein stuff, the big dude, seeing fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene out there fucking roasting them, dude. I'm telling you, it was great. I love to see it. I like keep on doing it. MTG, I
still don't fuck with you, MTG, but I'm not.
She burns in hell.
Listen, at some point in time, if she's the only person out there talking this talk, okay, you got to support her talking.
Well, she's not the only one. She's just wild that they're covering her.
Thomas Massey. You got Thomas Massey, okay, my boy, Thomas Massey. You got MTG, who I'm not still cold on. You know what I'm saying? But we're giving We're giving her a salute. You know what I mean?
I'm so bad with names. You got the gal from Minnesota, but she's not making headlines because people expect her to say it.
And she's from Minnesota.
Well, I mean, which I don't think she was born in Minnesota. She might have been. Who am I talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I meant from yesterday or the day before.
But I'm just talking about in general, talking shit on
the victims,
on the genocide.
Oh,
not the genocide.
I thought you were talking about the Epstein. Yeah, the Epstein victims.
Talking about. But yeah,
it's weird how often that Venn diagram's almost a full circle.
I'm telling you, it's 2 for 2 right now. Okay, keep talking that shit. Is what I'm saying. I'm not.
So what you're saying? Marjorie Taylor Greene was roasting the victims that were like, we're making our own list
not
and we're gonna
the victims, roasting the elite. Roasting the elite.
That's why I was like, how are you on Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene side if this bitch is roasting these chicks that are like, we're making our own fucking list? I'll tell you who we saw.
That is a perfect example of something that would be abhorrent, but the headline of that is so goddamn funny. That is how I accidentally watched that guy get fucked to death by a horse, because it's such a funny sentence. The guy got fucked to death by a horse, and then you watch it and you're like, that's horrendous.
Oh my God.
If someone actually roasted those victims, that would be horrific. But the sentence, Marjorie Taylor Greene's roasting Epstein victims, is such a funny sentence.
Well, I thought that's what he said when he was like, with the victims, and Marjorie Taylor Greene just roasted them. And so I just missed.
Roasting the elite.
I missed the elite. I missed the elite part. I was like, what the fuck? But here's the thing. I think
I knew what I was talking about. Well, dude, anyways, it's been a full week, and once again, of just back-to-back bangers.
I love that for you. I do have to go. I have to go get my kid.
All right, man.
Get your kid.
I love y'all.
I love you too, bud.
I love everyone who listens to us and who signs up for the Patreon. You know what? Not equally. I love the patrons more. I'll say that. You can break. You can buy my love. Yeah, it's the hair, dude. It looks thicker. It's not. I don't know what's going on.
It looks darker too.
I think it is darker because summer's over.
You don't have your sunlight.
I will be in Chattanooga if you want to see this hair in person. That's what I'll look like, a pumpkin. The day this usually comes out on Friday, right? So tonight and tomorrow, September 5th and 6th, I'm at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga. On September 12th, I'm doing a gig for these musicians in Nashville as part of Americana Fest. It's like a leftist. It's called Solidarity. They're trying to start a musicians union. I don't know if it's open to the public or not, but fuck it, hit me up. I'll give you the address. I mean, tell a bunch of cool leftists not to come. If you're listening to this podcast, you're cool enough to come to the Nashville show on September 12th. September 13th, I'll be in New Orleans. I just replaced someone dropped. My buddy Daniel dropped. So get on them tickets. We're trying to get this in just under the wire. September 13th, New Orleans. Come to Sports Drink, and I'm probably going to celebrate my birthday because I didn't really get to because of my dying dog in New Orleans.
Thanks a lot.
I'm going to do drugs. Do drugs with me.
God damn it, Mick.
I don't care about that anymore. I just wanted an excuse to do drugs in New Orleans, and now I have one.
It is the place to do it. I will be in Petaluma, California on the 11th, and on Sacramento the 12th, and in Oakland on the 13th. Please, if you or anyone you know that is cool and in that area, please tell them to come see me. And then Denver, Colorado, 26 and 27 of September. Patreon.com/GravyBabyPod if you want to buy your way into Drew's heart. We will appreciate it as well.
The 7 spectral circles. Now, you might be wondering how to get there. First, you will need to make a land acknowledgement to the ethereal plane, followed by a sacrifice to Gorgos.
I don't know how your sound fades.
Did you hear it at all? No.
It always does it at the end.
We
caught some of that. The land acknowledgement to the ethereal plane really did it for me. I'm gonna steal that one. Gotta go.
And
love you guys.
And then Gorgos, I think, is all I got at the end. All right, guys, we adore you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,